Yeah, but like, is an open-faced sandwich a sandwich? Like,
Right,
where's the line of a sandwich? There are plenty of people who maintain that it's not a sandwich, that it's a hot dog, that a hot dog is entire own group. Then the question is, if it's not a sandwich, is this like a hoagie a sandwich? Because a hoagie and a hot dog can be on the exact same kind of bun, and you could have a salami hoagie. Like, you could functionally have a hot dog if you slice the hot dog up, put it on the bun, then you would call it a hoagie, or could, but you would also call it a hot dog. So I think there's just too much overlap. I think it has to be a hot dog, a hamburger, or a sandwich.
Alright, we're on Pebble Beach. We made it to Pebble Beach.
Pebble Beach, what?
Yes, beautiful. I think I need a new rear wheel. I think that's what I need.
Yeah, Ted ran his chain off the derailleur. He claims he ran it off the bottom, which meant it went past the axle, which is impossible. I think he was shifting the wrong direction. He claims he knows he wasn't, and a miracle happened where the chain went through the axle and came out the other side. I don't think that's what happened. Here, because I have to take some out anyway.
Okay. Well, All right, so we've got the wheel back on, the chain back together, and the bike is limpable. We have a broken spoke, so we're gonna head to a bike shop that's about 15 minutes away. Hopefully, we'll make it there, where we can get a new wheel. This is good that this happened now, and not in the middle of nowhere down on the coast. Yeah, well, if you can replace 3 spokes, I'd be happy to go with that. So, here we are at the bike shop. 6 o'clock they're closing. And it turns out that the golden age of 26-inch mountain bikes is drawing to a close. It used to be, if you rolled with a 26-inch mountain bike, you could always find parts for it wherever you were, whenever you wanted them. And alas, finally, you know, the technology and the one-upmanship of all the different brands and everything else is making it so you can no longer roll into a beautiful, well-stocked bike shop called Carmel Bicycle with an attractive host named Nan. And they don't stock 26-inch wheels and or freewheels. And this is affecting my quality of life because it means that I can no longer dive, you know, basically get dumpster-driven bikes like this and patch them all together and ride them away and figure that if anything breaks down, I'll pick it up on the road. So I'm gonna have to rethink my whole existence.
And so what are you doing now?
Well, I'm gonna catch an Uber in like 10 seconds here, and that's gonna take me to another bicycle shop that that will be able to sorry, I'm distracted following my Uber here. That will sell me a wheel, and I need to go get the wheel, and I'm going to put this free wheel on it, and then Sam behind the camera there is going to take my frame over to the bar and get some drinks and food, and I'll take it back here with a new wheel, with a free wheel on it. I'll put my tire and tube on it, I'll put it on the bike, and then we're going to ride away and probably stealth camp illegally somewhere because we can't get to the campground anymore because it's taken 2 hours. And it's an adventure.
What an adventure, right?
You got it.
It's really
To continuing the adventure, one beer at a time.
The elusive James Lyons in his natural habitat. He checks his phone, he sips his beer.
Thank you, Sam. going to sell it. There it is. Thank you.
I just realized that these guys are both wearing. Hold on. Yeah. I just realized that these guys are both wearing matching red scarves, and I want to be a member of the Red Scarf Club. What do I have to do?
It's a cult for starters.
Okay. It's a cult?
Yeah. You have to figure out a red scarf.
That's it?
Well,
Wear it.
no. You actually have to get the red scarf from Ted.
That's right. That's a good point. You have to get a red scarf from me.
What must I do to earn a red scarf?
Well, as I understand it, Ted has to go on a trip somewhere and then bring you back a red scarf.
I can go on a trip with a Goodwill or Fred Meyer too.
Yeah. That's it somewhere. He has to go on a trip somewhere and bring you back a red scarf. And that, look, it just happened. It just happened. We are in some town. I don't even. Are we even in a town?
We might be in Carmel Heights.
Carmel.
Oh, no, we are at Point Lobos Ranch.
Oh.
This building is Point Lobos Ranch itself, the ranch house.
True.
Which is now surrounded by state parkland. All of what used to be a private ranch is now a semi-public park where there's people out camping. It's mountain lion habitat.
So Pumas. So we didn't have a place to camp. Thought about camping on a beach, decided it was a little too high profile, started driving up a road. There was a sign saying don't trespass. It looked legit. House by it, lights on. Yeah, we were looking for a place to stealth camp. As we're figuring out a plan to get around this road without walking in front of people's houses, U-Haul pulls up, window rolls down. I don't even remember how the conversation went.
I don't think you guys could hear the conversation, but they asked if we were lost, and I said, well, we're trying to figure out a place. Before I could answer, they said, are you looking for a place to camp? And I said, yeah, we're trying to find a little place out of the way off the road where we can.
That, and that's when I piped in that we had a mishap and we were behind schedule, and so we were planning on camping. Didn't pan out because we were behind schedule. I was sure to point that piece out.
Yeah.
And then
they said, well, I don't think there's anywhere you could camp up here. I think you're gonna have a tough time unless you want to camp in our backyard. And I said, yes, that sounds amazing. And it is amazing. They were very nice and let us into their home, and we chatted for a little while. Got our tent set up in the backyard, which maybe I'll get a shot of in the morning because it's too dark right now. We're just sitting on their back porch having a nightcap, and
speaking of nightcap, Sam, you need some nightcap help.
Oh, I'm still working on my.
Here's Ted. I'm pouring into Ted's cup because Ted, of course, does not have a cup.
Well, I think I brought a mug. I just don't know where it is.
Do you want more than that?
This is good for now. This is not pomegranate flavored beer.
But it was pomegranate flavored whiskey?
Yeah.
So, what did we learn today?
We learned planning. While some people think it's a good idea, and sometimes I think it's a good idea, really planning is a very poor idea on a trip like this. Because you don't get nearly as good of adventures if you plan well. If you just take the luck of the draw and things work out fine. I learned that I shouldn't get a new wheel before I leave because it's more fun getting a new wheel after you're on the road. And I learned that you shouldn't find a place to camp before it's time to get dark. You should just kind of huddle around and look forlorn, and some nice people will invite you into their backyard.
Well, yeah, to unpack that a little bit further, we're not intentionally not planning. We're just shitty planners.
Speak for yourself. I think I'm a very good non-planner myself.
No, so what I'm getting at is when you don't plan, or when you're open to things happening.
Duke,
This is their dog.
Duke Everett. Hi, Duke. Is your name
Totally
Duke?
blind. very friendly.
Liz
Close
with
your
his
door
nose.
tent, because he will walk into it, and if the door is still closed, he'll try to walk
might
into
still try to
try to
walk
walk into it, get confused. But he's nice, so he's not going to freak out. But anyway, so if you don't plan, or if you just head out on an adventure without doing all the steps that people think, so like if you plan a vacation, then everything happens, and everything happens as you plan it. Then you probably could have just looked at pictures and seen everything that was going to happen. Because if it works exactly as you plan, then you just got the thing that you. But if you go out on the adventure, just looking and taking opportunities and meeting people that you meet and sleeping where you sleep, then something as mundane as we're functionally an hour away from where we started. But we took a roundabout way to get here, planning on heading way further down the coast. But this is perfect. Like, there's nowhere I'd rather be sleeping tonight. This is like absolutely perfect. And the only way for this to happen is to not plan for it. If you plan for this, it can't happen.
It's true. I really think the best way to travel is to run into problems and have your wheel break and not know where you're going to camp. You know, that's how I traveled throughout Europe, and I slept on the beach, and sometimes I had to sleep in like outside of a train station, you know, and the cop would come by in the morning and kick me in the foot to wake me up and get me to move on. But
making sure you catch your train.
But that's the story. That's adventure. What kind of story is there if you have an itinerary and you perfectly follow your itinerary? What's the story? You know, it's so much more exciting this way. Not that there's anything wrong with traveling that way, but it's just so much more exciting to me to travel in the way that you just kind of fly by the seat of your pants.
And what's the worst that can happen? You die. And if you die, you're dead and it's over. So that's still a good ending.
Yeah, you had a good run.
Yeah, I just want to say that earlier today, I said that from now on, I'm going to get not just one, but two good touring bikes loaded up in my basement. So if a bike tour comes up, I'm ready to go. I had one good touring bike, but James mentioned that he really wanted to try touring on a Bike Friday. And of course, I might not have brought it anyway, but so I said I was going to get two touring bikes so I wouldn't have problems like broken wheels and having to spend a day and a half in a friend's garage working on my bike before I'm ready to go on the tour. But actually, I've changed my mind. I'm not going to do that.
Why not?
Well, what's the adventure and being ready to go, you know? That's what I say. I just heard James and you give some very good ideas, and myself, you know, some very good reasons why you should not be particularly prepared. So I'm not going to have a touring bike ready in my basement.
Yeah, I don't think planning not to plan I don't think that's a good strategy. I think doing the thing when it happens is the good strategy.
To day two.
To day two.
Cheers.
You're ready.